Hi, I'm Ian, presenting my data systems assignment on this video. The data system that I am presenting is MongoDB. The outline of my presentation is as follows. We will perform the following operations on MongoDB: insert, query, update, delete, aggregate, and index. When we log into the Mongosh console of MongoDB, this will be the view. First, we check what are the existing databases in MongoDB that are available. We input show DBS. There is the list of available database. We select, or in our case, we create a new database with the command use. We will be playing with information of universities in this video, so the database we call it uni. Our first operation is to insert one entry into the database. I have kept information on a notepad to conveniently copy and paste it over. The operation is successful. We can retrieve the information with the query find. We will now insert the same information again to show the flexibility of the schema in MongoDB. There is now a duplicated entry, and it is distinguished by the ID of the document. We will now do a multiple insert operation with the command insert many. Once again, I will copy and paste the information over from my notepad. Do note that insert many takes in an array as the argument. The operation is successful. We now have 11 entries, of which one is a duplicate. We saw the use of the query find. We will now add in a condition. We want to find a university that is in China, for example. We input the condition this way: university, China. There is the result. We want to find now universities that are ranked in the top 20 in our list. We input it this way with condition less than or equal to 20. And here is the result. There is a lot of information, and let's say we want to project only the desired information. In this case, for example, the university name. So we input it this way as a second argument: university, true. And there is the result. If we find the object ID as a piece of unnecessary information, we can remove it by setting the ID false. And let's say if we want an additional field, like the number of students, we can do in the first argument number of students, true. We now want to list the universities by their IDs. We will do an update for one entry, the one that is duplicated with UID 1. We want to rename the university name from Harvard University to just Harvard. We do it with this function set. And we put in the name that we want to rename it to. The operation is successful. However, we see that it only works on the first entry where the condition is met. The duplicate entry is not updated. In order to update multiple entries, we have to use the update many command. We'll change both to HVU. Okay, operation successful. And there we have it. I now want to do an update to remove one of the fields. For easy reference and comparison, I take the duplicate entries, where the fields are exactly the same, then we can compare the difference easily. I do it with this unset command and quotation marks. I will take away the type of the university. We see the type, it is private, so I will now remove it with the unset command and quotation marks. The operation is successful, and the type is now removed. Suppose we want to delete an entry, and in this example, let's delete the duplicate entry. I will first list out all the universities by using the find query, and then I copy the ID, and I delete with the command delete1, and I insert the object ID there. And now I check if the duplicate still exists, and it has been deleted. We will now do some aggregation operations. Suppose we now want to aggregate the universities notable for law. We do it with the match and group command, and also the count to count the number of universities. Alright, let's say we now want to aggregate the number of students in the university. I will first list out the number of students by the university. Just for a comparison, we do a check first. Okay, suppose we want to group the number of students by the country, the number of students in the university by the country. We do it this way. And if let's say we want to group the students by the university, we just replace the variable country with university. And if let's say we want to just take the total number of students, we set that parameter to null. To check the available indexes, we use the method getIndex. And to check the statistics of the index that is in place, we use this command aggregate index stats. MongoDB creates an index by default when the database is created. Suppose we want to create our own index, which hopefully delivers better performance. We use the method createIndex, and the field we want to use as the index is inserted as the argument together with 1. Once again, we check for the available indexes and the statistics. We should remove indexes that are not in use as it takes up memory.